Yeah, she did those movies in the 60s. She had a TV show. I used to know a guy named David who loved Doris Day. I didn't really ever have a thing for her. She sang Que Sera, Sera. That was you know what? If you're under 50, you won't have any idea what I'm talking about. There was a movie star named Doris Day who acted through her period of being an ingenue all the way through, decades. Was still making television appearances later in her life, and she died fairly recently. She had a TV show, and this was a period of things like The Doris Day Show, which is what I think it was called. You had, the Lucille Ball Show, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, even though her character was named Mary Richards. Okay, so the Doris Day Show was like this. So I have a couple things to say about her. One is, if you go and look at younger cuts of her, she had this reputation for just being like, oh, I'm just so sweet and young and innocent. Look at the way they've dressed her at the studio. She's wearing a tight sweater, and she's got really good posture, which means certain attributes of hers are more prominent than they would have been otherwise. And she's also really good. Like, she actually sings well and has, like, good presence, and she's lip syncing, and she looks like she's actually singing. You can look at her clip from the Geiger counter song, because this is during the nuclear era. So she sings a song about the Geiger counter, tick, tick, tick. I'm not kidding. And you can see some of her attributes. The other thing I will say about Doris Day is this, and I say it to this day. Whenever this happened a lot in film and television when I was a kid, and this is what we did for entertainment, as I often say. We didn't have little tablets in front of us. We had to actually go watch something when it was being broadcast. We had to watch it with everybody else who was watching it at the same time on a device. And Doris Day typified this thing, which was driving up somewhere and just parking. Parallel parking, right next to the store she needed to go to. So I knew someone who called it Doris Day parking. I still to this day call it Doris Day parking. Just park right in front of the thing, walk in. It's always a delight. Doris Day parking. Let's make this popular, shall we?